I realized, wow, this biochemistry stuff is fascinating. And I just started using the testing and the nutritional supplements with my patients, and the nutritional protocols. And I found that I was getting these great results and all sorts of things. And then one day, now this was 20 years ago, so about 5 years went by, and I got to be known kind of as the doctor for medical misfits. And in my community here in Birmingham, Alabama, I had done research work for the University of Alabama, Birmingham Neurosurgery, our neurosurgery department for a number of years. And people would be referred to me who either just kind of, it wasn't a good fit, traditional medicine was a good fit for them, or they had tried traditional medicine and it didn't work. But one day I had a patient that came to see me with fibromyalgia. Now, this was 20 years ago. Okay. So a lot has changed in 20 years. A lot has not changed, but unfortunately, but 20 years ago, really, really had never even heard the term. And so when Sheila Jones came to my practice and she shared with me this list, this laundry list of 30 different symptoms, my initial thought was, she's a hypochondriac. What am I going to tell her? But the more I got to know her and realized that she was telling the truth. I mean, why would she make this stuff up? And I set out using the functional medicine that we both had both of us had learned. And I got great results with her. Her fibromyalgia went away in 3 months.
I want to kind of pause
now,
right there.
Now, wait a minute. Let me back up because people.
No, I want to pause because the part about your initial projection onto her, like, oh, she's a hypochondriac. I kind of want people that are our viewers, I have a huge autoimmune community, and I've really treated thousands of people with autoimmune disease through the years who have had that experience on the other side, right? And I remember doing that when I was a 19-year-old nurse in the emergency department. The older nurses taught me this term, frequent flyer, right? Of patients that would come through with migraine headaches and they would call them drug seekers. Right? Like that kind of, it just makes me so sad, right? When I think about being a perpetrator of that kind of like assumptions about people who are having these experiences. And we now know that they are the sensitive ones. They're the frogs in boiling water, right? The canary in the coal mine. And everyone else is kind of like, what's wrong with you? And they can't find anyone to listen to them. And I just want to acknowledge all of you that are listening that have had this experience that, Dr. Murphree and myself have both been on the other side of and had those assumptions. And then, whoops, this is a thing. And
well, it's still all too common, that you hear that this person is hypochondriac, and especially in the fibromyalgia community where unfortunately we still have doctors that don't even believe in fibromyalgia, and those that do don't really understand it, and all they know to do is to tell their patients to learn to live with it. But nobody wants to.
Antidepressant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got an antidepressant deficiency. 1 in 10 females in the United States is on a antidepressant, and usually that's the visit, right? You go as a female.
That's the gold
your doctor, and they tell you at the end of the appointment, well, we just need to put you on an antidepressant or another antidepressant because oftentimes they're already on one. Or they tell you that you're just overweight, or maybe, you just need, you need to get more sleep, or maybe need to exercise. The things that, are ridiculous, because if you've got an autoimmune disease or something like fibromyalgia where you're just exhausted all the time, you can't exercise, but you can barely get out of bed, right?